See, let me tell you the truth. Your Christian walk will be very slow and you hardly experience any growth except you have something you do systematically daily to initiate the growth. I call it the boring work. If you do not have this cyclic, daily, consistent routines you keep, you can never grow in Christendom. So you have to ask yourself, every day I wake up, what are the things I do to make sure I metamorphose from this present self that I have right now into another version of myself? And see, the crazy thing about this thing I'm talking about is that you can never amount to anything in the future if you do not shape this particular skin you have. This version of yourself cannot carry what is in front of you. So what the devil does is that he makes sure he slows you down and keeps you in this version of yourself. He knows this version can't do much in the future, so he keeps you one place. You see the play, right? It keeps you one place. How does it do that? By giving you distracting things, keeps you in the present, makes you focus on the present, distracts you to a point that you forget that you are supposed to be finding something you do daily to shade this old version of yourself and put in a new version. That was why Paul said, I die daily. There are things I do that helps me shape the present version of myself so that I will be fit for the responsibility, heavier weight of responsibility in the future. If you did not get anything I just said so far, get this thing. Your routines are your defense. It's just like money. In the same way, wisdom and money are defense. That is the same way your routine is your defense. If you fail to not set up something that helps you progressively break through, break out of your present shell into a new version of yourself, you will be stagnated in your Christian walk. That is how it is. You will not be able to amount to much, and God cannot put heavier weight on your shoulders. You see the irony, right? So what the devil does is that he tries to keep you in the present state you are. If I can just distract her, maybe with something, lots of it, something, just find something to distract her with. Might be with sin, might be with their work, might be with an open door. Whatever I can use to distract this person to stay consistently in this version of themselves. That is what I'm looking for. So when you set up a routine, the first thing the enemy sees is that this is a threat because this person wants to change the version of herself or himself into another person. And that is what we don't want, because if this person transforms, it will become another version that will give us that is headache, serious headache. And we have to now learn how to gargle down and down. So now that we have mastered this one, let's try to keep this person here. You can never grow except there is a systematic routine you keep. Before dawn, before it was even day, Jesus Christ had already risen up, gone out to go and pray, and intermediate with God. That was a system. You cannot grow into the weightier version of yourself if you do not have something you systematically do daily. I call it the boring work. It's boring. So ask yourself daily when I wake up, what do I do? What kind of system do I keep to make sure this version of myself is not the version I die with? It's a question to think about. What do I set targets for reading? Do I have a time for prayer? Do I have a time for study? Do I have a time for self-analysis to check if I'm even growing? Because how you know you are growing is that your responses change to external stimuli. You used to be so exaggerated, shouting up and down when you are faced with issues. You could not when issues come, anger issues and stuff like that. You tend to flare up, but all of a sudden you notice by reason of your growth that someone got you annoyed, but you were able to maintain it. That is growth. It means you shade a part of you off. Life is basically the systematic and progressive discovery of what we do not know. So if you don't have a system to know, you will remain in this version, and everybody will pass. Life is a journey. It is more like a tournament. It's a marathon. You are running. As you are running, your old self will start dragging you back, because the journey, what you are heading for, is heavier. Another version of yourself is needed for that journey. So, what systems are you keeping to make sure that you do not die in this version? What system are you keeping? What system are you keeping to make sure you do not become a ridicule at the end of time? Because we are all going to be present in front of the monarch. And he will say, what did you accomplish, my son? What did you accomplish, my daughter? What are you going to say? I was so busy. I carried everything you gave me and I brought it back. No. So right now, set systems on ground. How long will I pray? How long will I study? How long will I do this one? How long will I set it? Is systematic. That becomes your defense. And when you set system, anytime you set system, the devil will come for you hard. Why? Because he knows that you want to metamorphose, or another word, you want to escape. So you will make sure he doesn't allow that to happen. But you see, nothing can stop a man or a woman on the path of growth. Once you start to follow life in a systematic way, nothing can stop you. You become unquenchable. So let's go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves questions, pertinent questions. If our Lord and Savior had system, had the way, things he was doing daily to become the kind of person he was when he was on the earth, how much more you? You can't just wake up and give your life the chance. Any year belly face, anyhow I want to do it. No, set systems for growth so that you can relieve this version of yourself that is holding you back and become that version that will carry the weight that God has proposed for you to carry.